In this video, I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide on how you should approach GPU mining now that Ethereum's proof of work phase has ended, based on the 3 questions you should be asking yourself right now. Warning, there are people pretending to be me in the comments and on social platforms. I'll never ask you to add me on WhatsApp or Telegram, and I'll never ask you to send me money, crypto, or your personal information. Alright? So please be careful, use your common sense, and don't let any of these imposters fool you. Alright, now back to the video. Hey, how's it going, GPU heads? Thanks for clicking on my video. 𝐬𝐻 here. So, Ethereum mining has ended, and you're probably watching this because mining is not profitable for you anymore, or you don't know what to do next. So I'm going to present you with 3 questions, and then based on your answers, I'll tell you what you can do to proceed. But before we get into any of that, I just want to say that if you're here and you're still wanting to mine, then you are awesome. And it's been very obvious lately that the people behind Ethereum just do not care about us miners at all, even though we've helped them massively for years by providing security for their project. Well, you guys know me. I believe that mining is here to stay for the long term. And if they feel like they don't need us, then I definitely say we don't need them. And for those of you who feel the same, I actually just launched a new design on our merch store, 𝐺PUheads.com. Check it out, guys. It's the Grim Reaper, who apparently, by the looks of it, is a GPU miner, and he's coming for Ethereum, and it says good riddance. Again, this design is inspired by kind of metal band t-shirts from the 80s, and this design will only be available until December. So if you want to get one, they're available at 𝐺PUheads.com, and as I always say, if you do get one, just know that that is a great way to support the channel and get something awesome in return. But now, let's jump into GPU mining after the merge. So the first thing you need to ask yourself is, are you willing to mine at a loss? Now, to many of you, this might sound like a stupid question, but in certain people's situation, mining might be the only way to acquire crypto, and they might be willing to do so even at a loss. So, what does mining at a loss actually mean? Well, super simply, it just means that you're paying a little bit more for your crypto than you would be if you were to just buy it on an exchange. And the way that works is you're paying more for the electricity cost to mine that coin than you would have to pay for it if you were to just buy it on an exchange. Or put a different way, you'd get more coins if you shut your mining rigs off and took the money you would have spent on electricity and just bought the coins instead. Another reason why you might be willing to mine at a loss is that you just straight up want to support a project by providing security on their blockchain, even if it costs money for you to do so. So if you're willing to mine at a loss, you can actually turn the video off here, or you can keep watching, as next up we'll talk about how to pick what coin to mine and how to maximize your income while mining it. Okay, so the next question you should ask yourself is, do you want to spec mine, or do you want to chase profitability irregardless of what coin you're mining? And let's talk about spec mining first. Basically, this means mining a coin and holding it long term based on your own speculation that that coin will increase in value over time. For example, if you feel strongly that Flux might go up significantly in price over the next few years, you might be okay mining that coin, even though perhaps technically you would make an additional 10 cents a day in terms of profitability mining a different coin. Because you're not looking at current coin price when deciding what coin to mine. Rather, you're looking at the potential of the coin price in the future. Of course, there's also a risk-reward range when it comes to spec mining. For example, you could go for one of the more established GPU mineable coins that have already existed for a couple of years. Or you could go with absolutely brand new coins that aren't even available to buy on exchanges yet. Or of course, anything in between, right? And if spec mining is the route you want to go down, I recommend you really get to know the coin projects well before you pick what coin to go for. So read their white paper, connect with them on social media, research their roadmap, look into the people behind the project, and so on. Now, if you don't want to spec mine, you could instead chase profitability irregardless of what coin you're mining. And this is the option for those of you who want to make the most amount of money right here, right now. And it basically involves mining whatever coin would give you the highest profit margin above your electricity cost in order to maximize profitability. Of course, you can also combine this with spec mining, where you mine whatever coin is most profitable and then swap that coin for whatever coin you want to hold long term. Just make sure you take swap fees and eventual taxes into account when doing so to make sure that it still actually is more profitable to do it that way. So we have 2 things left to talk about in this video. First off, how to maximize your mining profits in this post-Ethereum merge landscape that we are currently in. And after that, what options you have if you still aren't profitable. So there are 2 things that affect our mining profitability that are in our control. And those are how much we're paying for the power that we use and how well informed we are on how much we're actually making when we're mining. So to tackle that first point, I'm going to link you to 2 previous videos on my channel. The first one is on how you can lower the power consumption of your rig, as it might be pulling more power than it needs to be. And of course, if it pulls less power, it'll cost less to run in terms of power cost, and that increases your profitability. So what I'll do is I'll leave a link to a playlist with all of the videos that I'll mention in this video up in the corner there, as well as in the description of this video. And the second video in that playlist will talk about how to lower your actual power cost for mining. So the first video talks about how to lower the amount of power that your rigs use, and the second one talks about how to lower the actual cost of that power. The second part of maximizing profitability is to set yourself up with knowledge so that you can make educated decisions in mining. And in short, what this means to me is 3 different things. Knowing exactly what hash rate you get mining different coins on your rigs, knowing exactly how much power your rig pulls when mining those coins, and knowing exactly how much you're paying for power, including all fees and taxes. So let's go through all these 3 things and then get back to how we can use them in order to mine more profitably. So let's start with the first 2, knowing the hash rate and power consumption of your rig mining different coins. And what I recommend you do here is really get down and dirty with overclocking and undervolting your GPUs to find the most efficient settings where you get the best hash rate per watt ratio. And you might have noticed that I've been posting a lot of hash rate testing videos on my channel lately. And the reason for that is that I want to provide you guys with an as accurate and optimized set of numbers as possible for all of these coins we can mine now. So those videos should give you guys a good close idea of what the different cards can do in terms of hash rate and power consumption on over 25 different mineable coins, and the rough overclock settings to achieve those results. And I'll leave a link to those videos up in the corner there, as well as in the description of this video. But of course, you need to take your whole rigs into account. So tweak them to find the exact hash rates as well as power consumption with optimized settings. And if you have an Octominer or a MinerDude server case, you can get the exact power consumption right from the built-in power meter. But if not, you can just get an external power meter that you can plug in temporarily while you're testing in order to get the full power consumption of your whole rig. Now, I said there were 3 things to know, and the third one was your exact power cost, including all taxes and fees. And the best way to figure this out is just to break down your latest utility bills by kilowatt hour and cross-check this with your power contract. And if you're on a variable rate, this of course becomes a lot more complicated, and you might need to look up your current rate on a daily basis. Alright, so now that we have all of that information available to us, I'm going to show you a really neat feature of whattomine.com that I haven't seen a lot of people use. Alright, so if you come in here to What2Mine and you actually sign up and make an account on the What2Mine website, what you can do then is you can come in here and click on Custom, and then you can actually add a custom GPU, which kind of is supposed to be, you know, for entering your own details of how much hash rate and wattage you can, you know, get out of a specific GPU you have. However, the way I've been using it that's worked really well for me in these past few days is I've actually entered it on a per rig basis. So what I do is I just click the add custom GPU here, but it's not a GPU, it's for a whole rig. And then I just put in the name of my GPU rig. So for example, if you have a 12 by 3070 rig, let's say, manufacturer here, NVIDIA or AMD, doesn't really matter. You can also add the price for your rig, doesn't really make a difference anyway. But then here we got what actually matters. So you can take all of the testing you've done where you know the exact hash rate and power consumption of your whole rig on all of these different algorithms, and you just enter them in. And then once you've done that for all of them, you can just click save, and it will save a preset for your actual full rig. So as you can see, I've done that for a few different rigs out here. So for example, my 12 by 3070 rig that I've already filled in here, you can see all of the hash rates and power consumptions there. So then what you can do is you can come back to the front page of What2Mine, and you can see all of those rigs will be listed up here. So if I then just select my rig here, and then I can just enter the actual power cost. So for me, that is 14 cents per kilowatt hour. And then I just hit calculate, and I'm choosing current profit and current values for revenue here, which will give me as close as possible of a value for whether my rig will be profitable mining any coin or not. So as you can see here, turns out that for me, with my power cost on my 12 by 3070 rig, I am not profitable. The least unprofitable coin for me to mine right now would be Conceal, where I would only be losing $2.11 per day. But keep in mind, guys, that this is just literally for today, and these numbers literally change every single hour. So basically, what you can do now is come in here and check if and what would be profitable to mine on your rigs on a daily basis. But let's say you've done all of that and you're still in the same boat as me, where even your most efficient rig is still unprofitable on everything. What do you do then? Well, you then have 3 different options that I'm going to tell you about. But first, quick word from our sponsor.
Established in 2013, MinerDude is a 100% US-based mining hardware company. They focus on providing the highest quality GPU mining rig, which ships from their US-based warehouse and comes with a 1-year warranty on all parts. They accept crypto, wire transfers, and credit cards as payment methods. They also integrate with the top crypto operating systems like Simple Mining, 𝐦𝐢𝐳, and MinerStat. With the average delivery time of just 1 to 5 days, you can rest assured that your order will get to you extremely fast. Please visit minerdude.com or email support@minerdude.com for questions.
Alright, so what are your 3 options if you're still not profitable? Well, the first one is to keep your GPUs and either mine on them at a loss, or to spec mine some absurd coin like we spoke about earlier in the video, or turn them off but keep them because you expect mining profitability to come back up in the near future. Your second option would be to still keep your GPU rigs but ship them off to a hosting facility where you can get a much lower power cost than at your current mining location. Because depending on your current power cost, what cards you have and what price you can get at the hosting facility, that might be enough to put you back in the green again. And now, your third and final option is to sell your GPU rigs. And if you do, you actually have 2 different options for what to do. The first one being just pocketing the money and calling it quits. Or the second option is that you can take that money and reinvest it in new mining gear that currently is profitable. So what would that be? Well, for example, on some of the GPU mineable coins like Ethereum Classic, there are actually ASICs that are still profitable, and that is due to the fact that they are so much more power efficient. One example there is the new iPolo miner that I'm sure you've heard some of the YouTubers talk about recently. And if that sounds interesting to you, I actually have a discount code for it, so I'll leave that plus the link in the description below this video if you want to check that out. But there are also a lot of other options in terms of mining equipment whose profitability has not been affected at all by the Ethereum merge, and that is still very much profitable. And a few months ago, I actually made a video on 5 different ways of mining that won't be affected by the Ethereum merge. And not very many of you watched that video back then, but I have a feeling that a lot more of you might be interested in that video right now, so I'll leave that in the playlist as well, so link up there and in the description. But that's it. Now, if you enjoyed this video, then please give it one of these. And if you really liked it, you can now join the channel to help support what I do here. It really does make a big difference and it means a lot to me, so thank you. And as a bonus, if you do decide to join, you also get access to our private Discord chat room, and I love talking with you guys in there. But what you gotta do now is you gotta click on one of those videos on the screen, because this video is over. You can also click the picture on my face to subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate that. But yeah, go click on that next video and I'll see you there. Goodbye. Goodbye, bye bye.